And two, dear Billy and Nick, firstly, I'll start by saying a big heartfelt thank you for the work you continue to do and the important information you put out into the world. It encourages me to reflect, act and evaluate, and my family will be better for it. Now, on to my question. One about kids being in survival mode. We are a family of 5. We have 2 beautiful boys, 11 and 5, 1 independent little lady, 2. My gorgeous 11-year-old is my stepson and is with us a week on, week off basis. He has ADHD and ASD diagnosed 12 months ago. We're working with therapists to help set him up for success. Part of what led us down the assessment path was the dynamic between our 2 boys, particularly how our 11-year-old interacted with our 5-year-old. They love each other intensely, but last year that started to shift as our 5-year-old started to use express his opinion and
use his voice to express.
Use his voice to express his opinion and want a voice in what they played or did together. Our 11-year-old's impulsivity is often targeted at his brother. There are challenges with sharing and a need for dominance. Earlier this year, we saw our 5-year-old have significant differences in behaviour and emotional regulation during the weeks his brother was with us versus the weeks he is not. What we witnessed was the guard being put up almost instantly when he interacted with his brother. He has a fight or flight mode, and it was always flight right from the first interaction. I think this was the protective mechanism for him. However, now he's also spilled over to the weeks his brother isn't with us when he's faced with a scenario he is not happy with. I feel he is in constant survival mode. I worry about his mental health now and in the future. My husband and I are doing our best to set fair and loving boundaries, be positive role models, demonstrate healthy coping strategies, and be understanding of his feelings while being neuroaffirming. But to be honest, in those tough moments, I think we're in survival mode too. My question is, where to start? We want to teach our 5-year-old about neurodivergence and encourage understanding. However, we also want to show him it's not okay for him to be picked on or targeted, and his feelings of rejection, frustration, sadness and anger are valid. How do we start it to unravel the flight or fight reaction? I can see he has learned this protective in challenging time. I can see he's learned this is protective in challenging times. Any guidance would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, so it's an interesting thing, isn't it? Like that kind of survival mode that gets built in us in the moments of like the relationships that we don't feel 100% physically or emotionally safe in. And the reason I included this is because we've experienced this in a completely typical fashion from Charlie with Heidi. Like we didn't expect it. We should have. But he's been quite jealous, and his space, especially his relationship with Annalise, has been challenged because he was the baby, and then overnight a baby came home. And he has been like classically getting in her face, being rough with her, trying to put his finger in her eyes and all that stuff, you know, just like, and remember back to when Evie was doing that with him, I spoke about it on the pod. And it's interesting because we've been working on boundaries, and boundaries is what should exist with this kid, the 5-year-old, like boundaries that are like, no, you'll be safe in this space and we'll give the level of support and attention required for you to feel safe, regardless of who it is, including your older sibling. But then thinking about the boundaries don't give us skills. Boundaries help us feel safe and secure to learn. They don't teach us what's needed to succeed in those environments. And, you know, elevating that kid's voice, helping him do that, thinking about help seeking, when is it too much for him to navigate this on his own? But a beautiful thing has happened with Charlie where we have kind of enforced in him like gentle hands. And so I can't shield him completely from Heidi. Do you know what I mean? It'll just escalate him because he'll get even more frustrated. I'm not actually teaching him how to be with her. But a beautiful thing happened last night where Evie was really struggling in the bath and really upset because she'd hurt herself. And Charlie comforted her. And I've never really seen him do that directly. And it was really beautiful because then we could reinforce that specific thing and just be like, that's amazing. So, you know, don't leave it up to the 5-year-old and the 11-year-old to navigate and learn those skill sets on their own, and just get in that space and be like, what are we actually hoping for you guys to do together, and how do we explicitly like make that our goal, and then get down and navigate that with you so that you succeed, and then back off the support. Okay. It's just an important thing about like survival and not just gritting through it.
Yep. I think I like that bit about like helping them do it. Don't just let them nut it out.
Yeah, or don't just think about safety. It's got to be like, cool, this is actually, because it impacts how we feel about each other if you stay in those cycles, and that's what's happening. That's why when that kid comes around, he's like on guard.
This podcast is brought to you by Guiding Growing Minds, a social enterprise that aims to give all children the best opportunity to reach their potential and succeed in living rich and meaningful lives.